The former home of New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez. This is where he lived during the end of his Patriots career, and including the time where he committed the murder of Odin Floyd. And this is also the home where he was famously arrested by the police at around very early in the morning, and he was perp walked down these very steps. And they put a tree in front of it, so it's hard to see from across the street. You have to get a kind of close-up look. And you can see it's 22 Ronald G. Meyer Drive, whoever that is. So he was basically arrested by the cops, led down this way towards the garage. And this is the garage if you compare it to the YouTube videos. Videos of him being arrested. He was led down this driveway. So basically the cops rolled up in this driveway, took a walk up this walkway, knocked on the door, woke him up very early in the morning, walked in, and a few minutes later he came out in custody. He was handcuffed, and then they put a shirt over. He was shirtless at the time, and then they put a shirt over him so you can see that he had a shirt on, yet his handcuffs were behind him, so basically looked odd. But anyway, there it is. That's the house. 22 Meyer Drive. It looks like it may have been remodeled since then. It could have been. I'm not sure if these that brick wall on the flower garden was there at the time. The rest of the street. It's a quiet street. I suspect a lot of Patriots players either lived there in the past, or still live here now. It's not far from the practice facility and Foxborough Stadium, only about 15 minutes away or so. So this could be home for a lot of players on this street. Could be the home of a lot of players on the Patriots, even today. So we're back here at Aaron Hernandez's house. Again, take a little peek at the backyard here. And this is an interesting house. This is in the backyard, the gated backyard of his house. Looks like a much smaller house, but looks like a very fancy dog house or something like that. I don't know if it's big. I can't tell from here if it's... Is that a house big enough for people to live in? I mean... Anyway, that could be that could be a guest house, that could be a very fancy dog house. I mean, it looks like it has, well, it just looks so small from where I'm standing. I don't know why. Well, it's definitely, it could be a guest house. And back here at the Aaron Hernandez house. Like 3 stories, 2 stories in an attic. Okay, the former home of New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez. Arrested at this house for the murder of Odin Lloyd. Okay, if you recall, police drove up to this driveway very early in the morning, probably 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. They actually walked past behind this brick wall up to the house. They woke him up very early, probably 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And at the time, they went right into his bedroom. He answered the door, and they cuffed him right there and then. He didn't have a shirt on. So when they did the perp walk back to the police car, they had to put a shirt over his handcuffed arms. So that's why he looked like he had no arms when they were perp walking him from the door to their squad car. And then he was later convicted of murder, sentenced to life in prison. He went on trial again for a separate murder. He was acquitted of that murder. And then a few days later, he took his own life in his prison cell at Sousa Barron Correctional Facility, not far from here. Anyway, that's the story of Aaron Hernandez, a New England Patriots tight end. Former. Okay, we're about to go to the area where Odin Lloyd is murdered by Aaron Hernandez. It's 344 John Deitch Boulevard. Looks like it's, here it is, Corliss Landing. Now it looks like this place was developed. Photos from the scene at the day of the day his body was found show this is all a gravel area. So I believe this area was developed since then. So we're gonna walk around, drive around, look around. So here's at the time, yeah, this looks like it's civil crew. At the time, this was a gravel road area back in, I think it was 2013, so it was 13 years ago. It was a gravel